Picture a quiet Saturday evening in late January. Families were settled by the fire, children tucked into bed, and the soft hum of the wireless filled the living room. A typical winter night along Britain's east coast, or so it seemed. Far out in the North Sea, a storm was brewing, a storm that would change Britain forever. By morning, over 300 lives would be lost, entire towns swallowed by freezing water, and the East Coast would witness the deadliest natural disaster of the 20th century, the night of January 31, 1953. This was no ordinary flood. It was the sea rising with unstoppable force, and Britain, still piecing itself together after the war, was unprepared. Warnings had been issued on January 30 by the Meteorological Office. A deep low-pressure system, strong winds, and spring tides were coming. But Saturday life carried on, pubs full, chip shops busy, families around the fire. Few imagined what was about to hit. Scotland felt the first fury. Gusts reached 126 miles per hour on Coster Hill in the Orkney Islands, record-breaking winds. Trees snapped, roofs lifted, and the Princess Victoria ferry, crossing from Stranraer to Northern Ireland, struggled for survival. Of the 179 passengers and crew, 133 never made it home. The storm pushed south, hurricane-force winds driving water higher and higher. Spring tides and low pressure created a wall of water over 18 feet above normal levels. Faster than anyone could run, it surged toward sleeping towns along the East Coast. Television was rare. Radios had gone off air. Telephones would soon be destroyed. Most people never knew the danger until it was too late. Canvey Island faced the worst. Low-lying and densely populated, water poured in at Small Gaines Creek after midnight, flooding streets within minutes. Children drowned in their beds. Elderly couples trapped upstairs watched helplessly. Prefabricated homes floated or collapsed. 58 lives were lost that night. Nearby Jaywick, a small seaside village of wooden chalets, was destroyed. 37 people perished, 5% of the village population. In Harwich, the Anchor Hotel's cellar became a tomb as water struck with the force of a moving train. On Foulness Island, residents awoke to a world transformed into an ocean. Yet amid terror, ordinary people became heroes. Police and firefighters waded through freezing waters, rescuing children and the elderly. Neighbors formed human chains, passing survivors to safety. Ordinary people gave blankets, dry clothes, and tea to strangers. Charles Lewis and Leonard Deepford, two Lincolnshire officers, risked everything to save lives, earning George medals for bravery. By dawn, the scale of devastation was clear: 307 dead in England, 19 in Scotland, 1,836 across the Netherlands, and hundreds more at sea. Over 24,000 homes damaged, 160,000 acres of farmland ruined, roads and power systems destroyed. The cost, £50 million in 1953, or over £1 billion today. Britain asked difficult questions. Why weren't warnings heeded? Why did seawalls fail? Why were so many living in flimsy coastal housing? Answers were uncomfortable. Post-war poverty, damaged defenses, temporary prefabs still in use, and no early warning system. From this tragedy came lessons. The Met Office assumed flood forecasting responsibilities, seawalls were reinforced, housing regulations changed, and decades later, the Thames Barrier would protect London. In the Netherlands, the Delta Works began, a system of dams and storm barriers, still a marvel today. 70 years on, The 1953 flood remains Britain's deadliest natural disaster of the 20th century. The generation that lived through it still remembers the roar of water, the freezing cold, and the silence afterward, broken only by grief. When another surge hit the East Coast in 2013, the new barriers held. Not a single life lost. The lessons of 1953, learned in blood, saved countless lives. If you or your family remembers that night, share your story in the comments. Let us remember the lives lost, honor the heroes, and ensure such a tragedy never happens again.